Hey everybody, welcome to Surface Level, creating a community where Black and queer folks are fearless in thought and curious at heart. I'm one of your hosts, Damon, and today, Jordan, Tony, and I are discussing the fashion girls. Do we embrace or reject clothing that appears overtly femme or queer? How can Black queer stories be told through the medium of fashion? This is Beautiful Gowns. Beautiful Gowns. All right. So today...
Beautiful gowns, lady. Beautiful gowns.
Gowns.
Beautiful gowns.
And Taylor Swift,
Gowns.
beautiful gowns.
Nicki Minaj. I'm going to pass on that. I was just like, ooh. I didn't know she sang.
She sang?
Thought she
I
rapped.
thought she rapped.
Oh,
or something.
Y'all going into Mariah territory.
Anyway, so today we're going to have a quick chat about fashion. Some of the girls, they seem to love that.
Yeah. They do.
And just talk about black and queer influences in it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a great guest coming in later, but as always, we're going to start with a game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So,
what you got over there for us?
So, we're going to play a little trivia.
Oh, God.
Fashion
trivia?
I'm not good at trivia.
With me and Tony?
With you and Tony.
All right. Well, we both at the same level. All right. Ground zero.
Let's just guess C the whole way down.
The answer is always C. All right. So, at the legendary Battle of Versailles, French and American fashion designers raised money to restore the palace. One of the highlights of the show was Halston doing a segment with mainly Black models. Of the three models I named, which did not participate? Beth Ann Hardison, Pat Cleveland, or Beverly Johnson?
What year was this?
It's like the 70s.
I don't even remember the first two names you said.
Okay. Beth Ann Hardison.
I know Beverly.
Naomi. Is that one of the answers?
No, that's not.
Oh.
Repeat those first two.
Beth Ann Hardison, Pat Cleveland, or Beverly Johnson?
There was Pat Cleveland.
Beth Ann Hardison.
So those two were in it.
They were in it, not of it.
They were in it. Beverly Johnson was not a part of it.
Oh.
I was rooting for her.
Me too.
She's doing just fine.
Great.
All right. So next, more recent, maybe the girls.
Yeah.
So the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition recently had the first trans model on their cover. Was it Lena Bloom, Tracy Lissette, or Isis King?
Isis King. I don't know the other two.
Well, say the options again.
Lena Bloom, Tracy Lissette, or Isis King?
What was the first name?
Lena Bloom.
Lena Bloom.
That's correct.
Yes, I know. I know.
It was a guess.
It was a moment. She
Yeah.
she actually did a video where Tyra Banks, who was the first Black woman to ever be on the cover.
that's what you sent us. I remember.
I sent you this video.
Yeah.
I try and educate the girls. But
Yep, I
they
remember.
refused.
I remember it
But anyway, so
specifically.
Tyra surprised her and let her know she was on the cover. Child, I wept.
Yeah,
Wept on
it
my
was
couch.
Good. It was so good.
Okay. Maybe this will be more your speed.
Well, I'm winning, so.
Girl.
He is winning. He is telling the truth.
Girl.
Facts.
I have several
So
seats.
when Lenithia Leaks
Oh, I know this.
famously said, when you got the coins, they make it in your size. Would this type of garment be considered pret-a-porter, made to measure, or haute couture?
I'm sorry, what? What was the first one?
Pret-a-porter,
Pret-a-porter?
haute couture, or
Haute
made to
couture.
measure?
When she said they make it for you if they got it in your size?
When you got the coins, they make it in your size.
Oh, that's couture for sure.
Girl.
Both of y'all are wrong.
No, it's net-a-porter.
First of all,
It's made to measure.
it would be made to measure.
It's made to measure.
Pret-a-porter is French for just ready to wear. So that's just
Oh,
clothes.
okay. Got it.
When you got a coin,
Haute
they make
couture
it
is
to
like
measure.
a very specific, it has a lot of criteria.
This
to be
is a very
considered
steep
couture.
learning curve for this.
So steep, but this would
like to
be
stay
the
curious.
one that Damon is leading the conversation on because he is the fashion guru. Girl.
I'm pretty sure she was wearing Givenchy, that flame Riccardo Tisci moment. But anyway, so moving on. Which of the following menswear designers has not won a CFDA award for Menswear Designer of the Year?
No, this one.
Is it Sean Combs of Sean John, Kirby John Ramon of Pierre Moss, or Jerry Lorenzo for Fear of God? Who has not won?
Jerry Lorenzo.
Didn't Herbie just win something?
Who did not win?
Sean John, child.
You are wrong, Tony. Jordan is kicking
Kirby.
your ass.
He's guessing.
No,
He's
I'm not.
right.
It's
No, I'm
100%.
not.
Oh, he studied for this.
Well, no, I know that Kirby won, something.
Yeah,
so I was assuming it was that award.
Right. I was like, he must have won something.
And then I was like, Sean John. I was just like, I want to say. I feel like you threw that in there as a curveball.
Sean John has won the CFD award for Menswear Designer.
Right, that makes sense. And I feel like Jerry
those
Lorenzo
big
is
He just
relatively
lost.
new.
He lost this year. He was
So-
nominated, but he lost.
Yeah, and he's new, so it's like he has more time to win.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. No, two more.
Ciao.
In the recent HBO Max reboot of Gossip Girl, the main character is played by Julian Calloway. She walks the runway for a show for a fast-growing black designer. Bonus, she also wore him to the Met this year. Was that designer Laquan Smith, Grace Wells Bonner, or Christopher John Rogers?
Who was this woman?
She's the lead character in the Gossip Girl reboot.
Ciao. I know Laquan Smith's name, so I'm going to say him.
Jordan?
I agree. That's the only name that I know.
Wrong. Christopher John Rogers.
Christopher. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's what's up. I have to check Gossip Girls out. That's on
okay.
HBO Max, you say?
Yes.
Okay, I got that.
They're coming back for the second half of their season next week, I think.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Maybe y'all will get
Save us.
No, I want to go on my losing streak. I want to get it all wrong. Every one.
No, you're going to get this one right. I feel
Okay.
I don't want to.
So the famous black issue of Vogue Italia
Okay.
included an image requested by Iman of a very large group of famous black models.
I remember that photo.
Including Naomi, Tyra, Beverly Johnson, etc.
Cynthia Bailey.
Which Real Housewife was also featured in this image? Eva Marcel, Cynthia Bailey,
Well,
or Garcelle Beauvais?
there we have it. It's Cynthia Bailey.
Cynthia Bailey. Not
There
even
he
the
is.
diva, unfortunately.
He only knows that because it was a housewife in it.
They were. I just
But no, that actually is true. Like, I actually found out about that photo through Cynthia. Mm-hmm. And then I found out everybody else was in it.
First of all, Cynthia is sickening in that photo. She's sitting dead center with a do-rag on. She's the
Cynthia.
moment. Cynthia Bailey looks phenomenal.
Yeah. She is one of the originals.
Oh, veteran walk.
Fashion model.
Oh, veteran walk.
There was old veteran walk.
You know what? You know what, child?
All right, child. That's a game, child. Cynthia was wearing that child out in the
outta here.
She said, what we doing tonight, child? I was like, you don't need to say anything. You don't need to say no more child.
All right, we're going to ask a few questions, child.
All right,
Let's
child.
ask a few questions, child.
So starting here, would you describe yourself as a person that's into fashion or style? Jordan.
Well, obviously, from this trivia,
Music. Is that an option?
I'm into
Is that female rap?
I'm into style. You know, I think that fashion is a very recent thing in my life, mostly by proxy of like you and then people who I've dated in the past who have been part of the industry. But like, I am not super into fashion. I find just like, you know, I can be attracted to a Hanes white tee. You know what I mean? If it's like neat and it's clean and it like, you know, it feels like it completes an outfit. Like, I don't really need the Gucci belt.
Well, I mean, I too would not say that I'm a fashion girl, but I can appreciate the art form, right? And when I always go back to thinking about the scene from Devil Wears Prada with Miranda Priestley, like they have that whole moment where it's like, basically they're saying like, you might not be into fashion, but fashion's into you because everything that you put on is a whole team of people that are picking out every detail in which you have like no clue about, but you just put it on and think it's fashion.
Exactly. Look at Damon's nails. They're cerulean.
Cerulean. Oh, you did that on purpose just for this episode. But there is a quote that I loved when I don't know if he is the originator of the quote, but I heard from Andre Leon Talley when he said, you know, fashion is fleeting, style is forever. And so that's what's more important to me. I think personal style and making your mark there and figuring out what that is and how that evolves is where you should go. Yeah. So that's my take.
I'd say both. For me, I would say style personally. I agree with you. I think finding things that work for you, that represent you, that I think are the manifestation of you as a person, I think are really cool. But I also really get into the art form and construction in a way. I think that, and that's what I'm saying with fashion. Like I can appreciate how things drape, how certain people think about color, how things are cut on the body. Like, I think that is an art form, and that's a thing that can make people feel amazing. Like, I've worked at a bunch of retailers, fashion companies, or whatever, and the thing that I've said, and it's cheesy, but I say it forever. I always even say when I'm interviewing, I'm like, we create art that people live their lives in. And I think that's a cool way to think about it. Like you're creating something and people are going about meeting with their partners, their family, having great moments by themselves.
Is that pret-a-porter or made to measure? Or is it couture? Or couture?
Any of those things.
It's pret-a-porter.
It's all of the above.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I'm pretty sure you just got a little ready to wear. I don't think.
Yeah, I got ready to wear, child.
Right off the rack.
Right off the rack.
Ready where you wished it out of some clearance bin.
Put it right on. I'm going to an event. I gotta put this on. Can I just, thanks.
But I think we also use fashion sometimes as armor and ways to mask things about ourselves. And often queer men, maybe earlier in their queer journey, don't want to wear things that can potentially out them or make people think, oh my God, that guy's gay. He's wearing X, Y, and Z garment. How have your opinions shifted towards fashion or to clothing that can show your queerness or make people think, even if they're not sure? Jordan?
Well, I'm happy to announce that I'm no longer wearing 5X tall tees.
Oh, that's a great announcement.
I'm no longer wearing jabot pants. I know you don't know what that is, Tony.
I don't know how you don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
They didn't have it in Virginia.
Jabot strap.
I know those. I know like
who?
Enichi or whatever.
Oh, Enichi.
Enichi.
The girls was calling it NYC at one time. I was like, you know what? Y'all need to figure out what it's called and then let me know. But I mean, yeah, I can't really say that like my outfit choices have leaned more into, I guess, clearly defined queer representation. I still shop exclusively in the men's section for the most part. I've worn a crop top, and Damon was there for me for the very first time that I wore a crop top, and it was an ordeal. The mesh one that I got for the beach.
Oh yeah.
It was just like, am I wearing the crop top? Am I not wearing the crop top? Wait, what?
Don't worry, we'll fish up that photo.
I have it.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Cute. I had a baby fro though.
Good.
I think you had a fade.
Don't matter.
Okay, you can post it then. But yeah, like no, I mean, I don't really experiment too much. I think I'm kind of just like okay in my standard. I don't really have like an urge to sort of wear anything else.
Well, I do think even if you're not like a fashion person, like wearing clothes is a form of expression and how you feel. And so for me, that's my take on it. And I feel like as I've evolved in experience of life that I've been able to be more risque and try on different things. And yeah, because when I think back to like my earlier days, it was the baggy tall tees and the baggy, that's what was in. And you go with the trends, but now I'm like, oh, I can put on those booty shorts. I can wear that crop top. I'll wear a skirt. I would absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
I saw it.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it all. And also I love having friends that are like, throw this on, child. Like Damon and, people who have a little bit more of an eye for things. Like I have my own eye, but like I love having people around that are like, and put a moment together and just allow yourself to explore a little bit.
It's interesting. I think when I think back, like we all talk about that, like tall tee moment. Like I think about being grown up in Chicago, dressing like everybody else around me, and now I look back at those pictures and I go like, who the fuck is that person? You were never that person. That person's never representative of you.
Yeah.
And then I look even at like the imagery we shot for this new season. I was wearing a dress on the cover of it. And I look at that image of myself and I'm just like, that me wearing a dress with a pair of pants feels more representation of me as who I am than either fully being like in some like baggy shit from being that was representative of everybody on the west side of Chicago or being hyper feminine. And I think that to me was the representation of who I am. And I feel like I like that. I like leaning into it, playing with it. It's fun. Like there are all these parts of me, and I think that I want to show them in different ways. And I think style is just one way of doing that.
Yeah. You get really excited too when you're talking to Tony and I about like the blouses that you buy and stuff.
I love a good blouse.
Like, oh, I love this.
Love a blouse, a feminine top.
Right. Always.
Hello.
They treat
you a blouse
figuratively and
they treat you right.
Blouse.
They ain't playing games. They get the job done.
And then how, just as a medium, how is it, have you embraced or how has the medium of fashion helped you maybe professionally or personally, child? Because the gays, all the gays think they are
that girl.
Stylists.
Well, listen.
The moment.
Listen, but when it comes to professionally, I will say that when I show up to work, I am that girl. I am that girl, and I'm received as such. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to personally, I think what you wear and what you don't wear really tells people a lot about your personality. They get to make their own assumptions, and it's you can have fun with it. You can put on something because you know people are going to think whatever they want to think about you.
Yeah.
But I do have a fun.
I didn't know we was going to get one of our segments.
No. Because listen to me.
Okay.
Research shows that your appearance strongly influences other people's perception of your financial success, authority, your trustworthiness, your intelligence, and your sustainability, or actually whether they want to promote you or not. So I think that when it comes to the workplace, how you show up in the world matters.
I mean, because if the shoes are run over.
Now, we all have black mamas. How you show up in the world, they will not let you leave. They will put that Vaseline.
You will not embarrass me.
You will not embarrass me. And put some chapstick on those lips.
I told y'all I started a new job. My mom texted me the first day. She said, put something nice on. Act like those people pay you good money.
Sounds like a black mama. Sounds like a black mama to me.
But it's funny. It's like a double-edged sword, I would say, in like the retail or fashion industry, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you work in it. Where like part of being accepted and being taken seriously is representing the thing that we sell.
Yeah,
like
having that presence.
Having it, but like also it's an industry that don't pay the girl shit when you start working. So it's like now
you gotta go to that sample closet.
Right. Now my black queer self is here trying to play along with like a bunch of rich girls that everybody's like, oh yeah, we all got the new X, Y, and Z. We all got the Bottega boot. How? You make $35,000. How did you buy the Bottega boot?
Okay. They all got the Balenciaga sneaker.
You bought the Bottega boot and you're going to your apartment that you own on the Upper East Side.
I know how they bought it. The girls are stunt queens.
No, the girls aren't stunt queens. The girls come from rich
the girls
families.
Are rich. The girls live in the Hamptons.
Well,
they go to the Hamptons for the pandemic.
They're stunt queens.
They've been there the whole pandemic.
Those are stunt queens too. believe me, you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way that you present yourself is, it means a lot in terms of like professionally, socially, romantically. Like Tony said, I think there's a lot of cues, and like you said, there's a lot of visual cues that people can take, and they can say, okay, I know this about this person. A lot of people might assume that like I'm a lot more stiff from my clothing choices than I actually am in real life. Mm-hmm. But I think one thing that I realize is that I don't dress for myself, which is a lie that I've been telling myself for a very long time, because the pandemic revealed that when I couldn't go anywhere, I didn't care how I looked. So I didn't.
I just get up and get dressed some days and look in the mirror.
I know, we talked about this. And I was like, you were just like, Jordan, why do you look so crazy? I'm like, where am I going? And you're like over here like actually getting like dolled up to like walk around in the living room. I just don't understand that. So
you walk into Demond's
that's a lifestyle, I guess.
It's like, y'all like my little, I just bought a little.
I'm like, you didn't have to do that.
What's happening? But I live for it. I live.
But yeah, I think it it's an expression of you. It's an extension of you, and it's what people see before they even hear you speak a lot of times.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's important.
Well, I'm going to take my cue because I think it's a good time to bring in someone that might just know a little bit more than me and you, Jordan. Even though you got a lot of those questions right earlier, like you don't really know.
We can get a person off the street.
You don't really know Jordan.
First of all, walk out onto the Lower East Side to a bar and grab somebody.
I knew those answers, and I used process of elimination.
Anywho,
Cynthia Bailey.
Anywho, you knew. So,
yes.
Today's guest is the founder and creator of his own brand, which aims to reclaim and redefine the Black queer femme body. Through his activism and brand, he aims to contribute to building a country, culture, and future that uplifts and does justice to the people that built the United States and its culture in the first damn place. Get into it. And you have to be living under a rock if you don't know about his signature tank tops, recently seen on the likes of Issa Rae and Insecure. And last month, he unveiled Collection 1 Act 1, his first full ready-to-wear expansion. So today, we welcome Kinglsey Gbadedesin to our surface level family. Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So before we jump into the Q&A, we typically like to do a game of this or that.
Okay, let's do it.
Just so you know, get people a little bit more, comfortable with you.
Okay.
All right, so adopt a pet or adopt a baby?
A baby.
You ready? You ready for that?
I want to be a dad.
Okay.
Oh, you are a dad. Just without children.
It's all right. Dad, no kids.
Dad, no kids.
Be stuck at the age of 18 or the age of 50?
50.
Okay. Be underpaid or overrated?
Overrated.
Same. A passionate relationship or a stable relationship?
Say that again.
A passionate relationship or a stable relationship?
Which one?
I know.
The first thing that comes to mind.
I was going to say stable, but look at Adele, because that's what she said in her interview.
Oh.
Like, that was the huge problem.
Listen, I want something passionate.
So, yeah. I need to feel something. Give me something I can feel, literally. So,
Give him something he can feel.
but yeah. So.
Do what your mind tells you to do or do what an expert tells you to do?
Gut. So I have to say my mind.
Have a personal massage therapist or a personal chef?
Massage therapist, because I work out and like just stress alone adds to like tension to your body. So yeah,
You have to like loosen up the
Yes.
muscles and like allow the space for the new,
very
the
that.
new growth.
She goes to the gym
I
one
cook
month.
down, so
I can't. I'm not going to do this.
You have to like make sure that the muscles are like being able to like breathe and recover. Honestly, so
no, but like
I can't.
pre-pandemic, I had a PT, and it was like game changer.
this transformation,
Like literally. So I recommend it if you can afford it.
same.
What we're not going to do.
What? I agree. Would you rather have a huge imagination or a photographic memory?
When I was younger, photographic memory because of them tests. But, because like I used to hate people that like literally don't retain anything but had it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that like literally coast through life.
Coast. Yeah.
But it would be the other one. I don't remember it.
Huge
but it's-
imagination?
Yes, imagination.
All right.
Imagination, spice of life.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
These girls.
Feel overwhelming emotions or nothing at all?
Right now in my life, nothing at all, because right now I'm nothing but emotion.
And finally, what are you curious about?
What am I curious about? What's next? That's what I'm curious about. Yeah.
You're on a journey.
No, literally, it was an unexpected journey, and God is good, and honestly, like I'm in my Let Go, Let God chapter, and my reality is making it hard to like let go, but then you also have to like remember that like you serve a higher being and like he's like literally bitch like let go, but you're like but no, but this is in front of me. So I'm learning to actively let go. It's easier said than done, but I definitely want to say like that's the space I'm in.
Yeah. Well, Kinglsey, speaking of what's right in front of you.
Yes. I seen this thing in the BB beanie.
Let me turn
Model
this
it.
way and let me make sure that the people
Yes.
get to. Yeah, I wanted the red moment. So when I'm walking out, it's a pop.
I'm not gonna lie. That made my entire night. I'm not because like it I don't know why I remember like just going out in the summer and just like not expecting it.
Yeah.
You know? And so you're like, all right, bitch, we gotta get out the house. And like you go to a place and I'm not joking, there's like 4 to 5 people like and you're like,
well, I mean,
and you're like,
when you have a brand that's for the girls wear the brand, and I'm the girls, me.
literally, we're all at the end of the day, we're all the girls, you know,
right.
in a way.
You started your brand in the height of a pandemic, and like, what was that moment like? You know, now we have the whole issues with like shit not being able to be delivered and whatnot because of what's happening with. I don't even want to get into all that, the supply chain demand, but like you started when there was nothing going on. So you started to talk about that. Like, tell us, like, what did it give?
It gave. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I started something without the intention of it being what it was. So don't get me wrong. I just remember being like agitated, and just like being on my phone and just being like, oh my God, like I need to do something. Like, like I just felt like I felt really, really uneasy. And so I just started literally like, not joking, 4 days in a row, just like at a protest. And then I just started posting on social media like, hey girl, I'm going to this protest. And then like, you know, I formed like relationships that way. And it was just like, going back to what I said earlier, it just felt like a space I didn't have to perform. And it was just like a space that I was celebrated. And then I found like a lot of new like Black queer friends doing that. And I was just like, and it was just a different energy and a different love. And it was just like, I'm over here putting on a show to get accepted, and like you're just already accepting me as I am. Yeah, you know. So there was just this moment, and I don't know. There was just like this again, and I had, I guess, another aha, and I was just like, whatever. To myself, I was just like, whatever I do from this day forward has to get back to Black queer trans lives, because I just felt like everything that I was just first of all was like under attack. One, it was being Black, and then it was like Tony who got killed, who's Nigerian, and I'm like, okay, I'm Nigerian. And then it was like the femme girls, and I was just like, so it was like you literally, like, if you put me like on paper in black and white, Black queer femme Nigerian, I'm just like, oh, okay, like what else are you trying to like come for? So I was just like, whatever it is, I just want to be able to like just give back to this community in a small way. That was it. And then I remember, like, a week after that epiphany, a friend was like, oh my God, would you, like, help me? We're moving our store from New York to LA. Would you just, like, to help us, you know, da-da-da-da. And it was a cute coin. So I was like, yes, girl, I ain't making it. And as I was doing it, I just saw the logistics, not the how to make it, anything. It was just the logistics of it. And I don't know why I've never been so confident in my life. And I said, I'm going to do this. Literally, I was just like, I'm going to do this, guys. And then they're like, everybody's like packing boxes, and they're like, literally, they're like, good luck, guys. And then, no, not even good luck. They're just like, and like we're all like, and then it just kept on getting bigger, like this voice, and I said it again, like 5 minutes later, I was like, I'm really gonna do this, and they were like, yes, Miss Thing. Right. I'm like,
well, now that you're doing it, and you are,
you think,
you're doing it, you're doing it, girl, you're doing it, girl, you're doing a little something,
Thank
something.
you.
But you said, and I thought this was such a powerful thing that you said, is I want to live such an authentic life where there's no lie left. And as it pertains to being a Black designer, because there's some people who are Black designers, they're like, oh, I'm not a Black designer, I'm just a designer who happens to be Black and queer, you know what I'm saying? But for you, does that matter? Do you care if people are like, oh, you're a Black queer designer, or you're just like, I'm a designer that happens to be Black and queer?
No, but like you hit the nail on the coffin with that. Literally, like I go off. No, but I actually got that from her name is escaping me. Alanis Morissette. She was on Oprah, Super Soul Sunday. And I remember like watching that and hearing that line, and like, I promise you nothing has ever like hit me to my core like that line. And it was just something that I've always so going back to the performance, I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to be Kingsley. You know, I just wanted to be expressive in how I express myself. I want to be accepted for who I was. Also because, like, I want to say, like, in personal relationships, people wanted one but not the other. So, like, I'm femme, but also at the same time, I can, like, squat 400 pounds. No, like, literally. So it was, like, people wanted that, so people wanted to like compartmentalize and love certain parts of me, but I'm like, I'm not just that. I'm like, no shade, that's like 10% of me. Right. Is lifting weights. There's a whole other 90%. And I found myself in relationships where I was like suppressing, literally, could you imagine suppressing 90% of yourself? Ooh. For someone accepting just that 10% of you. Wow. And so literally when I heard that, I was just like, this is like I was just like, whoo! Like, I was like, glory. And I made that a thing. I was just, like, I'm not, like, I made that like a personal journey and goal and motto. Like, I really want to live such an authentic life, because at the same time, I used to envy people who were themselves. You know, like when you saw that extremely effeminate faggot just going the fuck off and work. You were just like, why can't, like, you know, like,
I want to do that.
Yeah, no, but not even do
or
that.
Or just do you.
Like, yes, yeah. I want to live in my own space.
I've followed you since like the first picture with you guys in like the white tanks and the light wash jeans, and I was like, oh, this is really fucking cool. And like each season we were like doing new things. I'm like, oh look, like Zaya Wade wore his tank. This is dope.
She wore the first. She was like one of the, like, when. Shout out to Thomas. I just want to give him a shout out. But they were like okay, like 3 weeks into like launching Kingsley, like I was just gagging. I'm not even gonna lie, like I was just gagging. Like 2 weeks in, I got like a full cover story for Flo Milli. It never happened, but because I was like, I don't have the finances to like give her a full custom look. Right. I'm not joking. Okay. 2 weeks. So I feel like that should have been like the first indication that like this was something. Yeah. Not even joking. Like the Insecure thing happened 2 months after, like literally, like it was like, even though it just aired,
right?
Like,
so the production lead time is so.
Whoa, yeah. So when so like the first 3 months, like the emails I was getting, I was like,
you're like, what is going on?
But no, no, it's dope, and it's just
so it's like the power of like being you.
Yeah.
You know? So all this time when I was like in a dark place in my life because I was not being myself, and you come to think of it, was like, was I the person that was putting myself in that predicament because I was not being myself? Like I was not in a place where there was like any lies, you know?
Yeah.
So literally, so
where is Oprah? I feel
like I mean, that's kind of like the premise of our show. Like funny enough, started our show probably the same time around when you started Kingsley, and like that was when we were first just really dissecting like who are we, who do we authentically want to be, and like which parts of it are true and which parts of it are bullshit. And like when you get to the parts that are true, like that's when you find the most rewarding things, and that's when success finds you most authentically.
I will have to say this, like literally shout out to the girls, because this expansion would have not happened without them. I have no investors. Like Kingsley is me, solo dolo. And I went from tanks to a fully fledged collection. Like ready to wear accessories and shoes.
Big fucking deal.
And that's all thanks to the girls. So like shout out to y'all, and like I promise that like to continue to just do this for us. Like with our campaigning and with the storytelling, that's also an art form. So I made sure that like I basically took everything that I learned and witnessed and, you know, absorbed while in my past careers, but wanted to put it on me. Not like when I say put it on me, but put it on like the girls that I see. Like I want you to feel like it's no shade. Like I want you to be flipping through Vogue, you know, and then you see a Kinglsey and you're like, yes, but like, you know, but like, it's aspirational, but at the same time, it's tangible, you know? And I feel like at the same, like, as the girls were not afforded that, unless you're a stunt queen. But no, but literally, like, I really wanted to, like breathe a life into like our culture, you know, like to elevate it, you know, like it's not something to be ashamed of. Like who you are is who you fucking are, and bitch, it's fucking fab. Like shout out to Jose who fucking killed C1A1 campaign. Like it's no shade. Darnell, Juan Carlos, like y'all all ate, but like that's just something that I want to continue to like emphasize. And I'm not gonna lie, yesterday when I started to see them like literally figuratively on the street, but tears.
Wow.
Like just like one that like I can't believe I did this, and like not only for me but like this, like if you really look at it, it's like it's the story and like how you can actually feel it, you know.
That part.
And that's just something that I want to continue to do for us. Yeah, like no shade, like I want us to feel every bit of deserving and no shade, cunt, and the grand fucking dom.
I feel cunt.
You know, and like feel like that girl, and like you have every right to take up the space that you take up. You know, as long as like your intentions are good and you're a good fucking person, and like you're just living for you and nobody else. Like by all means, like that's what I want to celebrate.
So, you already talked about it a little bit, how you sort of, you know, started with tank tops and then you expanded. I want to talk about your jewelry or your, and how that's been inspired by prep and, you know, what that means to you and why it was important for you to make that decision and make those products.
Like I wanted to be notably gay. Like I wanted to be like a me thing. So like one thing that I love was like he just allowed me to like be in the space and just throw a lot of ideas out.
Yeah.
Literally just like there's no wrong answer. And then I was just like sex and like sex positivity and also me
Go ahead.
more liberal in my, because before I used to be a clutched girl, a pearl clutcher.
Sex. No.
I mean,
never.
in the streets, I was very like, yes, but but I was like I've been exposed and experienced a lot of more like sexual freedom, and I wanted to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And then we randomly came up against prep, and then I was just like, yes. And we both went into our little corners for 2 weeks, came back together, and 701 was born.
Wow.
But like, shout out to him.
Yeah.
I really want to say shout out to him because like when I say, he like did the work, like made sure like the legal logistics too. Like, are you able to say prep? What's the difference between like, you know, like all like, like
The things you don't think about.
The things.
You know,
you need
It's
those
a Discovery
people.
versus a Truvada.
yeah, like all of that.
right.
So, I'm super
That's a great thing.
super thankful for him. We just wanted it to be an us thing. you know? So like that was like the basis of it. We wanted it to be something that like once you see it, it's like a
Right.
this thing.
Yeah.
It's like
that,
but also at the same time it's elevated, it's made really, really
Right.
well.
And it's also just bringing awareness to the whole moment.
Discussion, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Especially because, you know, the girls like to go without things these
right.
days.
Exactly.
Okay.
That was good.
Right. Well, Kingsley, we really want to thank you so much for joining us today. Like, this meant a lot for you to take the time out to sit with us girls, the girls.
Period.
Because you are busy. I know
You are
there's a lot-
busy.
there's a lot
You're
going
booked and
on.
busy. However, just give us and our listeners a little bit of like, you already have something that's happening now. I almost don't even want to ask what's next, because what's next is we'll find out. But how can people find you? How can people shop you? How can people support you? Support a queen. That's something you like to say now.
C1A1 is live right now on Kinglsey.com, spelled K.ngsley.com. All socials are K.ngsley.com. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course.
I felt like T.S. Madison on The Breakfast Club. So thank you for making me feel that grand.
Yeah,
But you experience we're selling.
listen, you are that grand. It's an experience for selling and giving. Catch.
Period.
Well, that's all the time we have this week. This season of Surface Level is produced in partnership with Moby, Mobilizing Our Brothers Initiative. If you enjoyed this episode, let's keep the conversation going. Let us know your thoughts and questions at surfacelevelpodcast.com. And remember, stay curious.